we're going to be discussing Tony and Mykelti's most recent Patreon. There were several topics that she talked about that were interesting that I want to share with you guys. Some things about Leon that we didn't know about. Some of the relationships between her and Leon that we didn't know about. Things relating to Savannah, the Lehigh house, up to date, text chain, and some more items that Robin was able to allow the kids to have that they didn't have before. This is my first time filming horizontally, so bear with me if it's not perfect. I'm learning, so I'm new here on YouTube. I'm primarily over on TikTok. I have done a lot of stuff on Sister Wives, but I also have covered stories like the Lisa Edwards case and several others, so if that interests you, please by all means like this video and subscribe. I'm a big Sister Wives fan. Started making content about a year ago with the Sister Wives aspect because I was so angry at Cody and I needed a way. None of my friends, I would talk to my friends about it. They didn't care. They didn't give two shits. They didn't care. I tried talking to my partner about it. He doesn't care. Well, he pretends to care, but I started making it like a faceless channel to vent out my frustrations, and as a journey I have forced myself into these uncomfortable situations like I'm sitting in right now, but it's a part of self-growth and you know the jazz. But I'm going to take you back to see episode 1, 4, and 5 where, oh god, I was so upset this episode. But yeah, doing the rewatch, when I first rewatched it about a year ago, I was so upset. The scene where Christine is giving birth to Truly and Robin, I think that's the only scene that we've ever seen Robin with all of the kids. But so somebody in the comments of Mykelti's Patreon asked, why wasn't you allowed to play with Barbies? Mykelti says the basic answer is my parents didn't want us playing with it because of how sexualized it is. But the boys were allowed to play with G.I. Joes. So we didn't have Barbies growing up at all. If we wanted to play with Barbies, it was usually like cousins or grandparents sometimes would have them where we're not allowed to play with, we were not allowed to own any Barbies. Something that I thought was personally really special for me was when Robin joined the family. Obviously the Barbie rule was dropped because she was like, well, I'm not throwing away my Barbies, so get over it. But Robin got the 4 older girls. So Leon, myself, Maddie, and Aspen, she got us all Barbies. Our Barbies were the ones that were special and tailored to us.
House has been my dream forever since I was a little girl. And my dad made it, and I've been saving golf furniture since Brianna was a baby.
Robin was able to bring back Christmas. She's able to bring back Easter. What else? What else was there? Now Barbies. I'm sure there's stuff more that I'm forgetting. Please throw it in the comments. Now, I want you to take note of how Mykelti accidentally misgendered Leon and referred to Leon as a girl. We will unpack that surrounding more stuff with Mykelti's kids pertaining to Leon later. Now we're moving on to number 2 of 6. So I'll give you context. Tony and Mykelti are watching the part where Janelle, Mary, and Christine are shopping to pick out Robin's claddah ring. This was before she got married. Tony sarcastically makes the comment, oh, look, it's the claddah rings. And he said those were such a source of drama in your family. And if you don't know about the claddah rings or past season, it was tradition for Cody to buy the kids their claddah ring. Once the kids turned 16, I think it's 16, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but the drama that Tony is referring to is it seemed to have stopped when Robin came into the family. The Patreons and Gwen's Patreon and stuff that Mykelti has said, we have found out that Mykelti never got a ring from Cody. She had to buy her own ring. Well, there was 2 stories that she said. There was one story that she said that she had to buy her own ring, and then there was another story that her mom, Christine, had bought it for her right before she got married. Added in paraphrasing that Christine had said that she was not going to let her daughter get her first ring from her husband before her father gave her one. So I don't know which one's true. If I had to buy my own claddah ring that my father was supposed to buy me that had bought my other siblings claddah rings, I think I would be apt to not to tell the truth that I had to buy it myself. So Gwen has also, over on her Patreon, has stated that Cody never bought her a claddah ring as well. Mykelti has confirmed this in the past that Savannah, remember Savannah? She never got one either, but she does get one. You want to know how she gets one? Unbelievable. You want to know how Savannah got her claddah ring? If you keep up with Sister Wives or whatever, you remember when they went to Ireland this past August, September, where I guess TLC, I don't know if TLC did, they probably did it for content, but they went to Ireland, they went several different places. Well, Mykelti said, I about died, honey. When I heard this, which I'm happy, I'm very happy for Savannah. I'm so happy for Savannah that this, what I'm getting ready to tell you, this experience. But honey, when I'm going to talk about my heart pattern, just of anger, just, Mama got upset. I got upset. That's what I did. Mykelti says, we got Savannah's claddah ring in Europe. When we were in Europe, we got Savannah her claddah ring from Ireland. Robin and Cody over here making Bird Box 2. Ireland. She said, isn't that cool? And she's like overexcited, you know, like twitching to the fact of, we FaceTime and called Janelle up and we're like, okay, we're here, let's do this together kind of thing. And let's all pick this out as a family. It was such a cool experience, which I'm sure it was a great experience for Savannah, but you know, there had to have been like a little part of her that was like, man, I wish Cody could have done it. See Robin all the time with jewelry out the nine. These last seasons, Aurora and Brianna has nice jewelry. Robin's changing her jewelry out every day. Every day she's got new rings on. Well, I don't know, she keeps the same rings, but new necklaces, new bracelets, earrings, all the time. She ran a jewelry business, for crying out loud. And still yet, she doesn't encourage. She knows that they had family traditions. Robin knew that they had family traditions with the claddah ring. They were all out trying to buy her claddah ring. This is what this is about. And not once did Robin, which she had massive influence, still does, over Cody, and still could not get him, even after, to buy the claddah ring, even after hearing about all of the controversy or the drama, as Tony puts it, the drama surrounding the claddah ring. And so they had to essentially get Savannah's over FaceTime, which for Savannah, I think that would hold more meaning and makes for a good story piece. And, you know, that I'm sure she will cherish that forever. But I'm just so disappointed in Cody and Robin for that. Robin knows. She knows. She could have done something. But anyway, so we're on number 3 of 6, the Lehigh house. We've all heard them refer to the Lehigh house as the big house. Yes, it's a big house. Looks big house. We had Christine's part, we had Janelle's part, and then Mary had the top, right? I'm wondering how they were able to fit what I'm getting ready to tell you. They were watching the Lehigh house. Somebody in the comments asked if 5 girls slept in the same room in the Lehigh house. Mykelti said that Christine, her mom, biological mom, had 4 bedrooms in her section. And she goes on to say that Mykelti and Aspen, I guess they roomed together. And then she goes on to say, we always traded rooms, but it was usually like 2 girls per room. But I don't remember if she had 4 or 5 bedrooms, talking about Janelle. But it was basically 2 boys to her room. And then her 2 girls shared a room. And then she goes on to say, at this point, we've got at least 4 bedrooms for Christine, 4 or 5 bedrooms for Janelle. Let's just say 4 on the low end. There's 8 bedrooms downstairs, which I don't know. I'm not trying to knock on it, but is that because that house was made for a polygamist home? So, I mean, there might be 8 bedrooms downstairs. I don't know. But she goes on to say that Mary had 4 bedrooms and Leon was in 1, and she had 2 guest rooms and her bedroom. Nobody. And this is, I think I found this really interesting because we know that there's been some issues with Mary that she's made very vocal. But if at any given point that they had ever roomed with Leon upstairs or even shared rooms, I think Mykelti would have, because she's one of the oldest kids, I think that she would have said, oh yeah, we used to room together, but then after Mary falling out, we decided to separate. No, she said from start to finish, Leon has a room upstairs. And then I guess according to her, Mary had 4 bedrooms. Leon was in one, and then she had 2 guest rooms and then her bedroom. Which I don't know how, Loki, which I don't know how that's why I'm at. Polygamous homes have 12 bedrooms in that house. I don't know if they could have 12 bedrooms in that, which I don't know how big it is, but and I don't know how big the rooms are. So respectfully, this I found interesting. She said, and then Peyton had his own at Janelle's part of the house. I don't think I knew that, which it's probably self-explanatory, but I thought that was pretty neat that Peyton spent much of his, over on Janelle's part. Now, number 4 of 6, the text chain. She says examples. There's been like her sisters and her biological mom text chain, and then maybe Janelle's boys have a text chain, but they've never exclusively had all of the kids in one universal text chain. I thought this was pretty cool. She said, obviously we have a lot of siblings that don't necessarily get along all the time. Like Peyton and Gwen, they don't get along. But as of right now, my siblings and I all have a very active group chat all day, she said. Even during the week of everything, referring to Garrison this past weekend. I'm a little late on this, so this was not this weekend, but the previous weekend. She said all day, every single day, we have actively been on this group chat talking to each other, being honest about our feelings, sharing memories, sharing photos, sharing experiences. And I think that's actually what's helped me the most, because it's helped me to be able to validate my grieving, but it's also helped me because we're all so connected. It's just been amazing. So hopefully something will come really good. Well, I guess stuff has already came out really good. Now, I didn't write this in this part, but I do remember her referring to, with the stuff with Garrison, that they are going to be keeping all of that stuff private. They are planning to do something special next month. And I'm thinking, which is pure speculation, but I'm wondering, because Garrison's birthday, I believe Garrison's birthday was next month. Let me see. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Garrison's birthday is next month. I just don't remember what day it is. I'm wondering if they're not going to honor Garrison with a family reunion every year on Garrison's birthday as a way to honor him. But yeah, Tony called her, basically saying don't say anything. So she wasn't able to say nothing, but I think that's something that they would want to do. I'm not even trying to put my incense, but if they do things, I think that'd be really special and a really good way to honor Garrison. But that's just my thoughts. But so 5 of 6. Do you remember earlier when I said that Mykelti had misgendered Leon as she when referring to receiving the Barbies? Well, she accidentally did it again when they were watching, I don't know, because you got to think this was the episode with Truly. So they're all really young, running around. And Tony, which has never watched the show, I cannot believe that. He's married to, the only episodes that Tony has watched is the wedding episodes and the birthing, where Mykelti gives birth. That's the only episodes Tony's watched. He's watching the show and he doesn't know who's who. And so Mykelti's explaining to him, they were talking about Leon's hair. They were talking amongst themselves, and I guess Mykelti was referring to Leon's hair, and she said she again accidentally. Tony said she had more hair here. Someone corrects her in the comments, of course. I mean, respectively, but you gotta understand. But anyways, we're getting into it. She talked about how somebody corrects her. She says, thank you for correcting me. But then she goes on to talk about how when you see and watch the show, when it's referred to as Mariah, and then come into present day, she says it throws her off going back and forth from past day to present day. She says it throws me off a lot. It's actually one of the things that Leon and I talked about last weekend. Leon said, this came from Leon via Mykelti, I understand if you misgender me. You have known me your whole life. She goes on to say, they and I had a very good conversation about it, and every now and then I will misgender them, but it's never on purpose. It's just a slip of the tongue. I just want to cut that out there because I know there's people in the past that have given Mykelti all kinds of shit for accidentally, and you can tell that it's clearly accidental, but you know, there's been a lot of people that have given Mykelti shit over it. According to Mykelti, for the record, Leon understands and it's not a big deal. Now, this topic leads into what shocked me the most. I was so shocked when I heard this, and I think this is the first time we've heard this. The last one's 6. This is Mykelti, quote, "When Leon was going through their transition, they disconnected from the entire family for what I would say about 2 years they disconnected. For mental health, I completely understand it." So this blows my mind. So for the first time I had seen Leon in 2 years was at Gwendolyn's wedding in Flagstaff. I basically walked up to them. She said, "You cannot hold my kids because I don't know who you are." I mean, I guess, I don't know. I need to understand who you are before you can hold my kids. So we had like a 20-minute conversation, just leaving it out all on the table and opening up to each other. And after, I was like, okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate, and it's never on purpose. It's just a slip of the tongue. So, now for context, I don't have children, but I'm trying to put myself in the position, and I'm an only child. I'm an only child and I don't have children. So it's hard for me to relate, but as a person looking inward, if I had a sister that I grew up with, and lots of sisters, you know, with such a big family, and I had children and it had just been 2 years, I don't know if I would be that abrasive, I guess, that you can't hold my kids until I get to know you. But feel free to put your thoughts in the comments. Me, I thought that was a little excessive. But maybe it was for good reason. I just don't understand. So, as a side note, just a little side piece, Mykelti says she has some news to tell all of us. It's not Sister Wives related. She's going to be telling us this Tuesday or Wednesday on her next Patreon. She's going to be doing Season 1, Episode 6 Patreon review. She did say she's not pregnant, she's not moving, and she's not adding a new wife. So, if you like this video and would like to see more, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications so you'll know when I upload. I love you guys so much. I really do. I love you all so much. And I will see you all later.